you up and going out of bed. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. I was just lamenting the fact that it is our last week together. Really, my last real video. I'm coming to you on Tuesday. Just had a great little farewell to our two seniors, and now it is time to set aside all the sadness, get ready to take care of business. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we're going to ace this test, and we're going to move on with our lives into summer. It's going to be great. I'll make a deal with you. You take the test, I shave the stash. Okay, so this is going to be hopefully a short one. I'm going to run through the next 2 days in detail, and you can take this video and use it to figure out what kind of questions you've got and what you need yourself or me to do to get you over this last hump. So, we're here. It's Monday, maybe Tuesday, so we're thinking Job 23:10. When he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. So the test is 4 o'clock, but on Wednesday, but we've got a couple things that we can do before that. Number one, on Tuesday, let's meet. We're going to talk in the group meet. We're going to figure out an exact time, and we're just going to do some final content review, maybe a couple sample essays, just looking at them, what they do right, what they do wrong. The beautiful thing about this test is there's not a lot of guesswork on topics for multiple choice or what you have to get on multiple choice as far as like balancing your grade out. We know there's going to be 5 documents, and it's going to be based on 1453 to 1914. So we can control that. So Tuesday, we'll go through that. We'll go through some content, answer any last-minute questions. And then Wednesday, I'll ask you to turn in your rescue pack. So basically Tuesday night, you might have one more sample DBQ if you want to do it, finishing the rescue pack, making sure you got the content down. On Wednesday, we'll meet, and it'll be sort of a psych-up session. I'll have a couple things planned. We'll talk about maybe one of the sample DBQs, just making sure you guys get it. And then we'll say goodbye. I've got a little poem I'll read. It'll be great. And then for you, you should talk to your family ASAP and say, Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, Aunt, Uncle, whoever you're quarantining with, brother, sister, I need quiet from 3:30 to 5 o'clock on Wednesday. So you're going to find your little nook in your house, and it's going to be your testing area. We've got some siblings in here. Fight it out. Who's going to get which spot? So at 3:20, you will already have your College Board login. They're going to send it out around Monday. On that day, you will put it in. It'll be 3:20. You'll leave yourself plenty of time. It'll have a counter. At that point, by the time you enter your stuff in, it'll say the test will begin at 4 o'clock in 30 minutes, something like that. So get yourself psyched up, get yourself a glass of water, use the restroom, be ready when that timer hits. At that point at 4 o'clock, it's going to open up. I'm going to suggest you have 2 documents on your screen. You've got one to type in and one that has the documents. There's been a question about printing the documents. That is a possibility. You can do it, but you better trust your printer, and you better make sure it prints fast because you don't want to waste any time like sitting there literally waiting for your documents to come out. So that's a personal decision though, so I won't go too much into that. On your desk you might have the rescue pack, the Marco learning pack that, God bless you, Jackie's printer, that Jackie's printer really crushed on Friday night, and you might have a little organization of what the DBQ looks like. Boom, 4 o'clock hits, documents come out. It's going to say something, evaluate to the extent that. So the first thing you might do is make a quick T-chart. Boom. Did this happen or did it not? Did women gain rights or did they not? Did Marx lead a socialist revolution in the 1800s or did he not? So you quickly organize the documents, take 5 minutes. You have your process by now. I'm not going to talk too much about that. And you go. That first paragraph, context. What brought this prompt about? And then the thesis. This is the truth, and I know this because A and B. Boom. Now you've got 2 points out of a possible 10. Then you want to go ham on the first body paragraph. Depending on what you're arguing, you want a nice topic sentence, you want to discuss a document, tie it back to your thesis statement, how does it prove, and then do some sort of hip analysis. Well, Queen Victoria, she's biased because her husband put on the Great Exhibition. I'm talking about the mass consumerism DBQ. At that point, you are looking at 4, maybe 5 points. Throw a piece of outside evidence in. Women lost their right to, divorce under Napoleon. Bam. beautiful. You're looking at like a 5 or 6 at that point, which is good enough for probably a 2 or 3, everything indicated, 2 or 3 on the test. So at that point, you look at your time, hopefully you have 15 minutes, maybe even 20. So you start on that second body, you do the exact same thing, discuss, analyze, and hip, throw a piece of outside evidence. You're looking at a 7 or 8 at this point. So if you want a 3 or 4, that's the place you need to get to. If you want to nail that 5, you want to make sure you get that 5, which you all should do because you're all very capable, add another paragraph at that point that discusses the con. Well, okay, this is true, but I acknowledge this other side of it. If you want to connect it to another time period, that's another place to go to get that extended analysis point. So, it's a stressful time. It's a time to take what you've done and show it. The beautiful thing is, I read your DBQs, I'm literally not worried at all. We might be worried about the timing, but you have the writing down. Just make sure you've got that rubric ready to rock so you can do what you do, which is talk history. I'm going to end it off with a great man, Teddy Roosevelt. He was the president, all sorts of crazy stories, but when all of your friends are kind of chilling, you're a sophomore, your friends took U.S. history, and you wanted to challenge yourself with Euro, I always think about this quote when people are like, oh man, you're doing a lot. Theodore Roosevelt said, "I have never in my life envied a human being who led an easy life. I have, however, envied a great many people who led difficult lives and led them well." That's you guys. You're leading the difficult life, but you're doing it right, and you're doing it well. I love you. 2 more weeks, and at this point, 2 more days, and we're just going to be chilling. Good luck. I'm here if you need me.